Hello everyone, welcome back to the RationalInvestor.com's Daily Brief Recap. Why I make these videos so long, I haven't got a clue. Really sorry about that. I know some people were like, 40-minute recap? That doesn't really make any sense. So, sorry about that. So, try and summarize this in a nice, 10 minutes or so if that's possible. Good luck, Brian. Anyway. Today is, what the hell is today? Today is the 9th, Tuesday, the 9th of February. Man, marching through this year pretty quick, eh? I suppose we got Valentine's Day coming up here relatively soon. Probably a little bit of a vacuum in crypto news going forward. We just had, of course, the big CME ETF, no, not ETF, ETH launch of their futures contracts. Didn't see a big sort of puke out on the event, so I suppose that's a good thing. I don't know whether the markets are ready to take another step forward, but I do see that, holy moly, the speculative part of the market right now is just red hot. Ironically enough, blue chips, they're kind of not really doing a hell of a lot right now. You pop in the TRI lounge, though, it's insanity what's going on. I can't believe how many people are banging out just insane wins here. I mean, just it's over the top. In fact, there's one level oneer, and the poor level oneers, right? Because you're just starting, you're just learning the process, and they want to get going, and they see all these people, booking huge wins in this frivolous market, and they want to participate. My message to, level oneers, if you really are serious about your education, you have to really exercise patience and discipline, and that's painful sometimes. I would imagine, in fact, I remember in the 17-18 market, that first quarter of 2018, market was just absolutely bananas hot. And, I tried to ask people to put their money away, but it's the same refrain that you're hearing now. I will say, though, I am warming to the idea that there isn't nearly as much sort of how do you say this? Like the BitConnect kind of, hey, just come get your free money and, party. Not really hearing that kind of conversation this go round. I am left scratching my head as to the short-term influence of this this DeFi on the market. And I have a feeling that this technology has just basically come to market, and they're just sort of going through the price discovery process right now, which means you have to do things like push gas fees to just astronomical levels, and the market has to sort of figure out, okay, where is the uncle point that the market just won't pay any more than that. I am hearing also, too, the high ETH fees are encouraging other participants to get their DeFi platforms launched ASAP with their funding tokens and mechanisms, and people like CZ are cleaning up here because he's figured out a way that you can pay the fees with BNB. So as a result, the BNB coin's going through the roof here now. That's probably the way that I would describe this is a price discovery process. Which means that this, nothing ever moves in a straight line. And, our rule, don't chase, don't chase, don't chase, don't chase. For God's sakes, don't chase. You all know what W's look like. If you've been watching these videos and you're on a site and you're in the school program, you know what a W looks like. Don't kid yourself. You just have to have patience and discipline and work orders at levels. You want to sprinkle in things like reload zones to try and help you visually see zones to buy. It helps. If you want to overlay W's and reload zones and stuff like that for confluence, right? That helps build psychological confidence that your trade idea is valid. But I get the distinct impression that people that are coming in and just blindly buying markets that have gone zipping up, if they've done it on any sort of short-term sort of borrowed money or leverage or whatever, that this could get really, really dangerous, because keep in mind, crypto is a venture capital market still. I mean, maybe some people say Bitcoin is graduating out of that. That's a debate. But with all venture capital markets comes insane volatility. So you just have to be prepared for that volatility. And if anything, build your plan, vet your setups, and in the down market phases, and there always will be, I don't know when it is, but that the fucking suicide hotline shit, that stuff is coming. It is the hallmark of this crypto space. But put yourself in a position that when you see those kind of events, you actually are stepping in, and that's when you're buying. Because the speculative fervor has been taken out of the market. But, that's just gnarly old buy the goddamn W.com kind of conversation. And, of course, I think to a certain degree a lot of people actually respect that my message never changes. This is always the same. Anyway. Okay. What the hell are we supposed to be looking at here today? Breadth is still pointing up. Gotta tell you, though, the S&P 500, it's having a hard time here. It's just sort of floundering. You might argue that on the medium-term basis, breadth across the board is kind of flat, but in the short-term basis, maybe we got a little ahead of ourselves here. Things seem to be a little bit frothy on the short term. Actually, our little breadth indicator page that we're putting together is really starting to fill out nicely, so I can kind of see where the push in the market has come of late. Clearly the big cryptos, obviously Ethereum, those kind of things are really driving the bus. And this is an interesting tell about sort of what to expect going forward. I think that the people in charge of our society are desperate for the economy to grow, and just like last cycle, they pretty much gave crypto a carte blanche because it represents growth, and this economy needs growth stories desperately. It was interesting. I shared a video with Stanley Druckenmiller from yesterday, and Kevin and I were even chatting a little bit about this before getting the video going here. Stanley was saying that he's short the bonds, and frankly speaking, that's not such a bad idea. That that looks pretty ugly. M's, lower highs and lower lows, all that kind of stuff. But he's long the commodities. We couldn't quite figure out whether he actually said he had a long US dollar trade on or not. But my feeling, and I've sort of talked to you guys about this, is I'm not necessarily fiat bullish. I'm DXY bullish, the US dollar index, and it's just simply that's a reflection of sort of what do I figure is more valuable in the world. Assets that are working away in North America or assets that are working away in Asia or Europe. And the DXY is heavily weighted towards Europe. So if I'm bullish of that, what I'm really kind of saying is I'm really actually bearish of those regions. And frankly speaking, Europe's got a pretty tough slog ahead of it, especially with the whole Brexit thing. That's going to take some time to figure out. And so I did find it interesting that Stanley did say that he was long commodities. And also, too, when we go down and look at our commodity proxies, the Canadian stock market and the Australian stock market, they're actually pretty strong here. So go figure. That doesn't really necessarily make me a commodity bull, but hey, you've seen the way oil's been acting recently. I mean, it is sort of a risk-on proxy. And actually, there was a gentleman on YouTube that was writing a really interesting comment to me overnight. And I was in the process of responding to it. I don't know whether I saved that comment or not. It might have been lost. But it was really cool bent in that he's saying that, If you actually look at it on balance, oil really isn't that bad. It's not nearly as much of a pollutant as people make it out to be. And to be perfectly honest with you, I kind of have to agree. And, the whole global warming, you could argue that our planet's been warming since the Younger Dryas event like 14,000 years ago. So is this just sort of mid-stop along that global warming trend over time? Are we as humans hurting the situation by sort of accelerating that, by using more fossil fuels? I don't know. I remember when I was a broker back in the 90s, there was this one video that and of course it's gone now and slightly manipulated internet, but it showed this area of the Pacific Ocean where literally natural gas just naturally bubbles to the surface 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It just constantly is coming out of the planet. So, I think probably, and my response to this gentleman was the big thing that I'm more concerned about is, where does the money go if you buy oil? Right? Kind of goes into yucky hands, yucky places, that kind of stuff. I would prefer our society move away from oil. If we could get to a more like sort of electricity as a utility and just becomes a utility of the society, I would like that more. But anyway, we'll see what happens. Only time will tell. I'm sure that debate is not finished today by any means. Point being, I guess, is that when I say things like I'm a commodity bull, I'm a commodity bear, this is talking like over the next 15, 20 years. So you may not see this even over the short term. The irony of it all is they took crude up to $150 a barrel through Junior Bush's years. So, we bottomed at minus 30. That's a bit weird. But I suppose a 50% rule of 150 and minus 30, that range is 180 divided by 2 is 90. So we should be about $90 off that minus 30 low. Or about $90 off that $150 high, eh? So ironically enough, that's just about exactly where crude oil prices are now. So I don't even think that the current bull market is really a bull market. It's just a dead cat bounce. Also, too, with regard to cryptocurrencies and stuff like that, I don't think this sort of fugazi, money printing, total lack of confidence in the system, it doesn't just go away like that. This takes years to turn. And probably through the remainder of 2021, especially through the summer, I don't see anything changing. I don't see the Fed changing its policies. I don't see the vaccine push changing. That's probably going to be the theme of broader society for the next probably good 6-8 months. So in this kind of environment, with kind of the regulators distracted by COVID and stuff like that, and what's the size of this stimulus and all that kind of stuff, man, this little cryptocurrency space could just have an absolute field day. I don't know whether it's really more sort of Bitcoin can double, triple, quadruple, 10x from here. That's probably asking a bit much. I have seen in the years gone by, Bitcoin will have a big rally. Then it will start its sort of consolidation process. And through that consolidation of the big rally, the altcoins can have a nice little window. And considering seasonality and considering the push into DeFi, it sure feels like that's the environment here. The only issue I would strongly suggest for all of you is just remember, don't chase, don't chase, don't chase. And unfortunately, we only see that after the fact when you do get wrecked, and then people go, oh yeah, Brian, I guess you're right, I shouldn't have chased. Right? So that's the only word of caution that I would give you. In the market, I mean, this is crazy. The numbers now I've got, I think my original 20 grand that I threw in the stock market back last January, February, it's up to about 70 or 80 G's now. I mean, it's just ridiculous. make hay while the sun's shining, just have some fun. I just like to trade, and I do this more for sport than anything else. But oh well, what can you do? You can see, stuff that I'm in there buying, and stuff's breaking out, and it's just doing its thing. Come really close to a bunch of sell orders. What's interesting is this one actually did trade at my price, but the bastards wouldn't give me a fill, so welcome to the stock market. And there are great ideas that the community is constantly coming up with. This is one of our community members' idea just last weekend. I mean, look at that move. If as soon as David O comes out with a newsletter, my suggestion is subscribe to it. He is one hell of a stock picker. We had on Jamie Monday. Was that yesterday? Yeah, I guess it was. He's turning into one hell of a stock picker out of the UK, and he's been giving us ideas like this Verb, the My Size, beautiful looking chart. SLGG, we just banged out a double on that one yesterday. Tough build. I mean, what a stock pick. Jamie, you sex god. Does have a couple new ideas. I'm a little bit, well, you can see, I've already started to draw some levels looking at ideas, but I won't comment about them. I'll make hay while the sun's shining. I mean, if they want to keep taking these stocks higher, I'm more than happy to sell into rallies. I like these kind of stocks because this is the bankers sort of app. They want to get all Canadians on their app and do all their banking through their app. I probably will never do that, but I'll buy the stock and I'll make money off them if they want to pump it up here. It's fun, but it's fine by me. I mean, the W's, they're just all over the place, and you can see, I mean, we're stepping in and buying. Might as well have some fun at this. They just keep rocking. I mean, I'll probably be telling you I'm going to be banging out another double up here in the not too distant future. I mean, this is a bull market, man. I mean, don't fight it. And the good part about it is if it's a bull market in this space, which is, speculative, junior market, venture capital, what do you think's happening in the crypto space? It's the same thing. It's just a different market. So lots of fun here. And, the cool part about it is, of course, we got lots of these junior crypto stocks. The crypto stocks, of course, they're all going crazy, and I have no choice. I have to follow my plan. So when these stocks afford you the opportunity, you better make sure to have your orders working and just let the market pay you. I sold half, and you can see my level. That means that my next sell half on a double order's got to be up at $70-80, way up here. I mean, if they want to take it up here, okay, so be it. I'm not going to argue with them, but there it is. We'll see. People that actually watch this channel over time, you see the mark, you see the level. Don't be surprised if I'm telling you I'm banging out a double up there. So, but I have no opinion. And, this is the problem with the bigger crypto stocks. If somebody stopped me on the street here, or even anywhere here, and said, well, Brian, can I come in and invest in this? I have to say no. The time to invest was when they were giving this stuff away. All right, good. I mean, you tell me, do you see any letter of the alphabet that Brian kind of likes, and W after W after W after W? Does it make sense why I would be buying down here? And then, of course, in the face of a complete meltdown, it's the end of the world, right? That's how you actually get to the point where you're comfortably just spoon-feeding the market on the way up. But coming in sort of mid-course here, that's pretty high anxiety. So, it is what it is. They keep oh, look at that! Yay! Oh, look at that! Yay! I got my fill! Woohoo! I'm running. This is an interesting one because I'm running actually a number of different portfolios, and different players have different orders at different levels. And this player here, this was TRI. It got a fill on this pop, but it left my retirement account behind. So nice to see I got a fill there. I was kind of talking to you guys how I wanted to try and play these spots, but it just hasn't set up. Yeah, okay, great. It's bull market, rock and roll. And of course, if that was my sell half on a double level, then that probably up in this area, where's that? That's 8, so 16 up in this area, I'll be banging out more doubles. Anyway, it's just a trader's life. So, and actually, this would be interesting to see whether we can get another double off of this one. This is another one that I bought like way down here. You can't even see where I bought this. This is my last double order, $40. So there you can see there's my next double order. I don't know whether that's the right level, but anyway. Yeah, so there's your market. It is one hell of a frothy market, no doubt about it. I'm getting blings now. I'm probably talking way too much. Wonder if I'm even still recording or not. Looks like I am. Maybe Kevin's internet dropped out. Kevin, you still with me? I don't know. All right, let's head on over and talk a little bit about what we're supposed to be talking about here. Hey, there you are. Must be someone else, eh? It's interesting how we had a crypto enthusiast come on the call, and really nice presentation. Colin from Hero come in and chat a little bit with us about what he's seeing in the market. And to say that Colin is a bull right now, I think would be a bit of an understatement. So he's done really well. He's learned the process. He is applying his craft. He sees what he likes, and when he sees what he likes, and when he sees when he sees something he likes, he buys. That's what I'm trying to say here. So he's in there actually in the crypto space buying a lot of stuff right now. So FYI, don't be surprised if this crypto space continues. Got a bit of a railroad track signal there out of the US dollar the other day. I think they're humming and hawing about how much money they're going to throw at the system here. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see whether these lows indeed hold. We've talked a little bit about trend lines with you guys. So if we get an M below this trend line, that'll actually be an outright sell signal, suggesting this thing wants to come down further. Kind of my commentary about crypto through the summer, my commentary about COVID, about the Fed. I mean, could this bottom take the next year to play out? Definitely. Not really in a big hurry here. And, of course, as long as you're seeing this kind of action, that should be pretty damn good for crypto and stuff like that. So that you can see the stock market is trying to move higher. Big stocks, I think they're very richly valued, so it's pretty tough to get them higher. Where there's sort of cheapness still in the market are these crazy little junior stocks and cryptocurrencies, right? Yeah, and really that's the same sort of thing. You can see S&P 500 just kind of parked. Same thing with the old Bitcoin. It's just kind of parked here, right? That's not really a big up or down day. It's just sort of sitting there. And yet the little coins and, the little names and all that kind of stuff I've been showing you, they're all going crazy here. So, that's the kind of market state that I think it is. It's interesting. I think I mentioned to you Druckenmiller was saying he's bond bearish. I kind of have to agree with him. I don't know, Mr. Bond King. This is a tough slog here to get too bullish on a chart that looks like that, especially if risk is just getting bid up. Look at the crude. Look at the junior stocks. Look at the stock market. That's tough to be bullish on bonds here. Probably with all of this insane bullishness, we probably should even see gold catch a bid through this. So, we'll see how it goes. There's no real reason for me to be bullish on gold other than, I suppose the gold traders will say, well, Brian, isn't that a nice harami? Baby inside mummy's body? And you would be correct. So, interesting how that is off a very Brian area on the price charts. You probably heard Brian talk about reload zones before. So, what a surprise. Harami comes in right off 78.6. It's not a terrible trade. I wouldn't fault the gold bugs if they were like, Brian, maybe this trade, this gold's still got some legs in it. Maybe Mr. Biden's going to save the world. I don't know. But all I'm going to do is I'm going to step in. Where the hell's 2 to 1? There it is. I'm going to step in off the bottom end of the range on a couple sort of, things that I like to use to give me bullish indications. And I'm just going to look for a test of the top end of the range. Sell maybe half of it at that level. Put your stop to scratch. And if this thing turns into a big honking W, you look like a trading god. Could you do that? Sure, why not? What the hell? What I did notice to try and help that cause is the junior metal stocks. I mean, I think that's where the money is made in this market right now. These crazy junior market names. But these junior stocks, they're just on fire. This is where VCIM may just look like a genius. There's people coming into the site going, I don't know, VCIM, what the fuck is this thing? Just whatever it is, buy it. Look at this GOT just broke out to new highs. I mean, look at these moves. They're nuts. Hey, I mean, these markets spent like years going nowhere but south. So, and, you're supposed to visit some sort of website, whatever. Really nice Wyckoff check even against a breakout, and here we are going up to new highs. But you can see, I mean, look at, there's a hole in the chart all the way up here to, as I say, that's $1, right? So could this thing trade up to $1 here? No problem. And you Jugga, you Ruger Jugga. Good old Sassy. Look at that chart. I mean, Jugga's telling you it wants to go up to $1. Beautiful weekly breakout. Of course, it's left, just a monstrous gap there. So obviously, don't chase. But we're all long from like down in here. So, but if these junior mining stocks are looking like this, look at this little one perking up here. I think I was barking about that. There's Orestone. Look at how he popped up here. There's NPR. This is actually a stock run by my old bosses when I worked in the brokerage industry, the Thompson brothers. If they're all looking like that, man, that tells me that's not a down market. That's a market that's getting ready to pop into the spring. Also, too, I noticed our crazy little VCIM names that got us to step in at the end of the year, they're already starting to perk up nicely. Somebody stepped in here, but it looks like somebody whacked it back down. That 10 cents was just too juicy. But, buy the W. I mean, these are fun because they're cute little names. Hell, this is a great stock to buy the VCIM names because that's usually what they do. So, anyway, party. What's really interesting is to see how the crypto stocks are acting through this. Very frothy, very blow-off toppy, but I don't think they're done. So, lots of energy, lots of inertia. We got to get Barstool guy to come back in and say he's FOMOing in on the long side hard. If anything, that kind of looks like an A, B, C, D, eh? My HUD's finally performing. That's an A, B, C, D. You can see the bot level. It wants to get up into this $11, $12 area. This SRAX, I've always liked this stock, so I think this is a sleeper. The only problem is, can you chase that? No. Too late. We were talking about it. In fact, I bought a little bit more on that W right there. It's just such a sick little W. So, anyway, off to the races she goes. I don't know what else to say to you guys. As I said, Colin, come on the site. He had a great conversation with the crew about things like altcoins. I think there's a bunch of them that I think are totally investable. If I can get these kind of bids downfilled here, I'm already long, but if I can buy more, I'd be more than happy to buy more of library credits. There's so many names. Sjord's little algo that he has running on the site spat up big buy signals. Look at the W's. The W's. It was the W's. It's just that simple. But what's so cool is that basically you just pop on the site and Sjord gives you a list of assets that look like this every single day. Gee whiz, that kind of makes life easy. In fact, actually, there was a fun one. And I don't even know what the hell these guys do, but it's DeFi and all this kind of craziness. But the algo was like, hey, better buy a burger. And look at that. And beautiful foggy, eh? What do you think? What do you think the odds are we're going to hit that 4 cents? I've been barking about this thing, burger. No idea what the hell they do. But nonetheless, it's a buy. Digi. I've been barking to you guys about Digi. Digi's so beautiful. Look at him go. Hit the bot target. Bang. Done. Look at it versus USD. We even talked about this the other day. Just beautiful little setup there. So, Oh, that's versus Bitcoin. Beg your pardon. That's versus USD. Look at that candle. Damn. So, I mean, if you can take advantage of this, man, lots of fun. Nothing, of course, is guaranteed. You know this. You know how this game works. You don't know what the hell's going to happen, so don't put yourself in a position where you come in and throw all your money at Dogecoin because you saw some crazy rapper come out carrying a dog flying through the air. This is asking for trouble coming in and buying. And look at, they're kind of getting their bitch slapped today here. So, try and force yourself to buy against the bottom ends of ranges. Take small bets. In fact, I was tweeting about this name earlier today. I don't know whether anybody figured that out, but gee whiz. I mean, you tell me, has this thing got any room to move up here if it gets its act together? It's funny because they rebranded themselves, so that chart's not actually totally real. But anyway. Let's see, anything else for us to talk to you guys about here today? Thought this was interesting. Keep an eye. We had it banged up into another GAN level there and also a GAN angle. So, maybe the coin's got to cool down. Sure did get a beautiful resolution of that speed bump there. You don't see that every day. So, most of the time these speed bumps knock things back down. So, if anything, dodged a nice bullet there. Dominance, obviously it swung dramatically in the altcoin's favor. Don't really have any sort of, like topping pattern. That's when we get altcoin bullish. Bottoming pattern, W's, that's when we get altcoin bearish. Not really anything structural yet, so I think this probably could use a bit more time. You can kind of see how that's looking head and shoulders-y. So let's see if this develops into some sort of W. If it does, then that means, okay, got to cool your jets on the altcoins. But for now, we're okay. I mean, I think there was just an absolute silly little window there. But that window is closing. Got to give big congratulations to Sjort. Basically did his fundamental research. And came in, made the case to buy, did buy, held on, patience and discipline, waited for his upside targets, and he started to have some big objectives hit here. It's beautiful work, right? But, this is what I'm sort of talking about with that dominance chart. Should we expect another? Keep in mind, like, Sjord basically banged out. That's like 6 cents, and here we are at 33, so that's like 5x on his money. And he didn't sell all of it, just half of it. Got his original capital back, blah, 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 blah. But to expect another 5x from here, I don't know. That might be asking a bit much. So I can understand foggies. I don't think the fireworks are done. But I just don't know whether you're going to be able to get another like 5x from 33 cents here over the short term. Maybe. But I sure love it when you show me, like, look at this little W down the bottom end of the range. Like, this is the kind of shit you gotta learn. I mean, if you want to make the big bucks and be banging out the doubles right, left, and center and just be owning this thing, right? This is the stuff that you gotta learn. You gotta get good at. So maybe you're interested. Yeah, look at that. Right into the damn reload zone. So maybe you're interested in this. You see it doubling out. Don't chase, don't chase, don't chase. Draw your reload zone. Okay, so here we are. We're now correcting. All right, here we are. We're coming back into reload zones. And look at this maybe V bottom. And then all of a sudden, look at this W. Oh, my God. Look at the moving averages turning up. I got to get in here. Like this is the moment of truth here. So can I justify coming in when the chart looks like that? No. And that I see that a lot, right? So just be careful here, everybody, please. Great example. You're not going to be right all the time. Just get used to it. It's just life. Here's Dash. Dash is in big trouble here. Had you taken like this W here and or even bought this one, said, you know what, that's it. I love Dash. We start losing these levels. You can see the big failure. Tried to come back and recapture this and just puked out. It's not a good sign for Dash. And, if you traded this in size, you have to act through here. You have no choice. I'm, chicken shit, little old lady, very low risk management. I don't care. It's not that big of a deal to me. But, if you're trading in size, be careful. Don't want to let one good trade ruin your career. All right. So, and actually, I was talking about the one DeFi name that I did kind of understand. Wanted to try and get into it. Actually, versus Bitcoin, it's just reversing now. So I've been talking to you guys about this for a while. I mean, that's got Chico written all over. I mean, this is Chico's FA. I'm not going to comment on that, but I'll tell you from a technician's perspective. Oh my damn! Only problem is versus U.S. dollar, it just is so expensive now. It's taken off. But anyway, there are names that are bottoming here, so keep your eyes peeled. And if you're in a position to act. Trade your setups, trade your plan, get in there and act. Yeah, okay. I think I'm going to leave the rant at that. Hope you got some value out of this. No guarantees from the management. I'm just in there, just doing my thing. Buying against the bottom end ranges, sell halves on doubles, rinse and repeat. Have yourselves a great day. All the best, and bye for now.